What is going on, creators? Welcome to the Friday live stream. I don't know about you, but that countdown music is a bop. Do you feel me out here in these streets? It's something about it, okay? Makes me think about Nelly, hashtag hood moment. Something about it dirty, that's why I got him. It's the Air Force One songs for those of you that don't know. Merry Christmas to you all. I hope you're all having a fantastic week. It is Friday. It is time for our weekly Q&A. Time for you to get clarity around the things that you need help with when it comes to bringing your business to YouTube, sharing that message online through social media, and making sure that your message is clear so that you reach the audience that you need to be connecting with online. Because whether you believe it or not, your people are online. They're on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and the like. They're just waiting for you to show up in their feed. See who we got in the chat. Out here in the streets, we have Kim Bucha. Good to see you. Glad that you are here. Newlywed, recently married. Been a couple months, but still newlywed. So everybody congratulate Kim Bucha in the Glad Gang fam. Simply Obs, good to see you. Glad that you are here. Dr. Elo, good to see you, brother. Glad that you are here. In the Kills, yo, yo, yo. What does it does? Good to see you. Glad that you're here. Saying, kind of want to make an aerial photography business, but I'm only 13. No excuses, son. Pause for the cause. We'll come back to that because that's absolutely possible. And we can definitely talk about how. What's going on, Ant-Man? Good to see you. Glad that you are here. For those of you that don't know, this fine gentleman exploits his son on social media and it's working. It's done good. You're doing great. I love seeing the content. Also, I saw you saw, I think it's a podcast. Correct me if I'm wrong. So I did see that. So kudos to you, Ant. Glad to see you. Glad that you're doing well. Saying 6 song, not gonna lie. I see. And I'm just saying, it's a vibe. It's a vibe. Grandma raised me. Good to see you. Some hey y'all. Hey, good to see you. Glad that you are here. Grandma raised a lot of folks. Thankfully and gratefully, I have my mother and father. But needless to say, grandparents are a vibe nonetheless. So let's go over here to this question that we got, or statement rather, that I want to just address. You absolutely can do this. You absolutely can do this because I don't know if you noticed, but DJI, the drone company, recently announced their new drone. And so it's $300. Now, at your age, that may seem like a lot. And even for some adults, it can be hard for them to swing it at times. Nonetheless, I'm going to tell you how that you can do this, even if your parents can't fund it, but you do want to get their approval because it's some things that you will need to do, spaces that you'll need to go into, even application access to certain stuff that you'll want to have their permission. And I think you can start this business in such a more lucrative way, working with them and then working with you versus it being like, let me do this, and they don't understand the thing. So I'm gonna teach you how to pitch this to them and present this to them in a way that's super beneficial because are people aware parents can have a business and actually pay and hire their children legally. And if your child has a business, there's a way to also make sure that you're still paid and compensated in some way or what have you legally without excising some kind of child labor laws and stuff like that. So I'm going to pull this up because the thing that most people also think about is in order to get good quality, I need a more expensive drone. To do that, then I'm going to need to get this Part 107 license, which here in the US that you would need in order to fly most of the time. Not the case though for anything longer. Let me see if I can find. I just had talked about this drone. Is it the Mavic Mini that just came out? I'll go to the DJI website. But what you want to do is not want to first have to deal with the Part 107 license if you're talking about starting this drone company, aerial drone company, because if we're going to go there, young man, we're going to go there first and foremost, because I love this. I love this so much. And if you want to clip this and take this out, or you want me to send this to you, let me know. Hit me up on Instagram and we will send this to your parents, because all of this is very possible. So let us take a look here with the screen. This is storyblocks.com. There's also other stock media websites. And if I go here to the video tab and I type in drone footage, here's some things that comes up. And so depending on where you live, what kind of stuff you have access to, who your parents' friends are, and things like that, this is a very lucrative way to leverage what you're doing. You have drone footage nature, drone footage city, mountains, waterfalls, beach, footage of London, forest, stuff like that. So I live in St. Louis, for example. There's very little amount of stock footage in St. Louis. So don't think, well, they have all the shots that they need, because they don't. So it's small stuff. It's like, of course, you got the arch, you got the stadium, all the major attraction stuff, but it's those small locale places or even businesses that wish that they could show you what the surrounding area looks like. Or maybe the articles and the news and stuff keep people away from it and they think it's dangerous, or they think nobody goes there, or wrong crowd, whatever. There's a lot of things. So when you look at this, you have all kind of different drone footage of different stuff. Some of these, depending on the location, does require a Part 107 license, but you want to think, where can I fly that I can get great footage that does not require me to have to need a Part 107 license? So you got parks, national parks, state parks and stuff that will require it, and a whole bunch of other stuff. You want to go around and go the next layer underneath that. So on DJI's website, we want to get one of their drones that doesn't require, let's see, I know they just had one come out, so let's see if we can skip. Ooh, they got some nice DJI, is it the DJI Air 2S? Is this what it was? I think it's like, I know it's $300 US though. But more than likely, even if this is a 2K drone, as far as that, no, this can't be it. I think it's the other one, but I'll have to find it for that specifically. But it's a DJI drone that costs $300, and it literally just came out, and it's going to bug me if I don't find it. DJI drone, $300. Is it the mini? No, the mini SE. Yeah. So here we go. So the Verge, we'll go with the Verges. So DJI Mini SE drone is $300 US. You can use these with your smartphone, so you don't necessarily have to get the Fly More combo or whatever. But you can absolutely take what this thing is capable of, which most things that you need is just clean footage. You don't have to worry about super color grading and all this extra other stuff. It helps, but sometimes you just want authentic stuff. And so 4K, 24 frames per second is enough to get you by with anything, because when you go back over here to Storyblocks, and let's just say we're going to download one of these pieces, right? Let's just pick this one here, the beach. If you click download, then you'll see, let's zoom in here so y'all can see this a little bit better. These file sizes vary, and they need all kind of variations of this. And so you have H.264, which is 9.1 megabits, super small file size, because you have to think they're servicing the needs of a lot of people. So if you can get 4K footage, they have 4K, 1080p, they need all the above. So you don't have to just think that you're not going to be able to start this company around aerial drone footage. You also have small businesses that are consistently needing work done. And guess what? Most videographers still don't have a drone. And if they do have a drone, they have to separate their time from getting the shots that they need on a shoot versus having somebody dedicated for that. So you can partner with somebody locally that may be into photography or videography work, weddings, all the rest. It is a lot of avenues that you can navigate this for what you're trying to do. Furthermore, last point here, and then we'll move on. if your parents say you got to find the money, you got to figure out, you don't even have to cut lawns. You get you a Squarespace, Wix website, or whatever, set one of those up, because you get a free Gmail account. You're good to go from there. And even if you bought like a URL for something like name.com. So we're giving away the sauce today, because I believe in when somebody says that they want to do something, like, especially if you're younger, you absolutely need to pursue that. Just get you a URL. So this is name.com. So let's say, we'll just call it, well, we won't say call it Killer Drones, but we'll call it, just call it See Me Footage or something like that. I don't know, footage.com. Just throwing random names out there, because sometimes this can help you figure out what you want to do or something that is good, because $2.99 definitely can get you going. So seemefootage.com is available for $10. You also could get all three of those variations, $27, whatever. If they can't afford the drone, have them buy the URL and get you some digital real estate. Or if you did a .live domain, that's $2.99. If they'll buy you McDonald's, they should be able to buy you some digital real estate, because it's possible. So if you say seemefootage.live is where I will help you get aerial drone footage for you to market and promote your small business. You can schedule a thing, like if you use something like Squarespace or whatever, you can go and schedule your website and have a little form, and you can accept payments in advance, PayPal and all that extra other stuff. So if you present it properly to your parents for an aerial drone footage business, you can absolutely do that. And then you can show your work and leverage YouTube, and that opens up other doors and avenues. This shirt right here by a company called Press and So, they've worked with people that are all over the scale and get you some merch and sell it, or have at least a company uniform. A lot of different avenues that you can do when it comes to that. So there's no such thing as you wish you could. You absolutely can. Alrighty. Let's see here. And laughing, thanks, Ms. D. And yes, the song is a bop. Saying Diana be looking alive, just got out the shower alive. You gotta come fresh to death out here in these streets. What is going on, Danielle? Good to see you. I'm doing very well. Very, very well. Good to see you. Glad that you're here. What is up? Listen, some days I think my brain plays games with me, because I know I pronounced your name properly once. And now today it's like, do you recall, or should we go to file 2390698 and pull it out? And I'm like, go get the freaking file so I can remember. So I apologize, but we'll call you AB for now, because my brain is not processing how to properly pronounce this again. So brother AB, good to see you. Glad that you're here. Okay. Saying probably the Mini. Yes, the Mini SE, which was the drone. But that's the thing. It's like, so even if you take and you set prices, like drones are something that absolutely is a lucrative business, because again, even if you have a video marketing, consulting business, whatever, everybody is also looking for referrals. I get asked a lot, because I don't do video editing production work any longer. So I get asked like, well, who do you know? I have like the same contact for nearly all of my recommendations. When somebody's asking like, who do you know that can do this? And sometimes I wish I had an answer and I don't. So if you take the cost, what do you need to get this thing going? Then, you know, it's like, well, I need $300 to get the drone. I need this, that, or whatever for that. Okay, now let's figure out your pricing, and then we can go accordingly. And so people will pay in advance of the shoot. And so again, once you get it, or if your parents invest in you, go and do shoots of stuff that's for free. Shoot a local park, someplace that you can shoot, or something like that, or whatever the case. Car dealerships are always open. There's always somebody that's looking to help you simply because you're young. Let one of us go out there, 30 somethings, and they like, get the hell off my property. Be a little bit younger with some aspirations, and you got your stuff together. They say, okay, we'll give you a shot. Just because they want to believe in you and help you. There's a lot of people that's rooting for you, and you may not even know it. What's going on, Sammy Superstar? Good to see you. Glad that you are here, and saying the Mini too. You know, Ant be dropping the dollars on some gear. So what is going on, Devin Chavers? Good to see you. Glad that you are here. Because my name is James Michael Clayton. Okay, so let's see here. Well, I mean, you didn't got to give us your full government name, but you know. James Michael Clayton. So I mean, you could call it anything. You can get your name. That's one of the URLs you absolutely should own. It doesn't have to, again, be your full government name, but you can get your name. That's a URL. And that's going to, again, like you saw, you can put anything just about. So if we call it J Clayton shots.live, hit search on that, $2.99. J Clayton shots.live, $2.99. The .com is available as well, and that's $9.99. But I promise you, your parents spend more money on other things for you than for this we just talked about early on. So take that into consideration. You can send the video clip or whatever. And if you have questions, feel free to ask. What's going on, Camera Junkie? Good to see you. Glad that you're here. Saying just finished watching your Sony a6000 setup video. Appreciate that. Cameron, good to see you. Glad that you're here. I just finished recording the complete walkthrough, menu by menu, every menu ever for the A6600. So I recorded that, and that will be coming out very shortly as well. And when the ZV-E10 gets here, I'll do one for that one also. Only problem is that just got delayed, unfortunately, where it was going to be shipping August 24th. And then got notifications yesterday that B&H Photo Video is saying that the ZV-E10 is now going to be shipping on August 31st. So everything is kind of getting pushed back. It's been on back order since day one. And I pre-ordered this as soon as it came out, but now it's saying like August 31st shipping will begin. So we'll see what happens with this. And I'm not surprised if this runs into October before that comes out. Unfortunately, we live. Good to see you, brother Alicio. Glad that you are here. Feels like I haven't seen you in a while. Hey, you can always go to DianaGladney.com and I am available. Saying affiliate link for that. So the thing is, I'm not sure even if that's on Amazon, DJI. It's like SE Mini or Mini SE. It really was just announced. So, I mean, but more or less, they're just trying to make it lighter, stay under the 249 grams. So you don't need a Part 107 license. Here in the US, it's called something else in other countries, but a Part 107 license. And so that it's accessible. And you also have a lot of other countries that are, but I'll link you to one for this DJI Mini SE here. It's $299 on Amazon. I'll link that over to you, but that's the thing. They want to keep it light, no need for a license or what have you, and you can get around as far as your footage. 2.7K is really good, especially if you are even just producing 1080p footage or scaling it up to 4K, depending on the shots and stuff like that. Obviously, you probably have to watch for dynamic range and whatnot, but it can get the job done. It can get the job done. So you also got to think slow motion. You can still do clean 1080p 60 type of stuff, or an upscale or downscale that if the quality is good enough. But I think that there's a lot of wiggle room that you can do here. So I'll drop that in the chat for you and get a link to that over on Amazon. Alrighty. Saying please feel free to bring your questions just to make sure you put a Q so we know that it's a question. Thank you, Kombucha. Shout out to the mods in there saying I'll donate to him if he has a drone and parents approve. That's the other thing. Your parents can also help you set up a buy me a coffee link and people will give to you. We've had people in our community where they've been putting out content and it's like, yeah, I want a camera I can't afford. Next thing you know, the community ante's up for them or want to go someplace or do something. So you have a community of people around you who's ready to support you. You really, truly do. Sometimes it's just the parents that are lacking in the belief, unfortunately. At some. See, I fell into video production work and now I'm trying to fall out of it. Again, it is always somebody that's looking for referrals or somebody to do business. So I believe in you. I believe in you, James. You got it. Saying ZV-E10 was pushed back as well. Saying, and thanks. Alrighty. Saying thanks, Miss D. My pleasure, brother. Alrighty. So one of the things that I wanted to address this week is I asked a question in the poll. So let's check the results for that. real quick, if you haven't taken the poll at the top of the chat, do that really quickly. We'll give it about a good 10-ish seconds for those of you that are here. If you have questions, you feel free to drop those in the chat. Moderators are in the chat to be able to help you as well. But so far, let's take a look. I asked the question, how many videos per week do you post? Once per week, 45% now. 2 per week or twice per week is 18%. And it's like, yeah, so what had happened was, which is basically an excuse. It's a trick. No, it's not a trick. You know how if it's like, well, see what happened, what I was going to do was, yeah. I was like, let's be honest. Okay, let's be honest. That's why I put what had happened was in there. 36 freaking percent saying what had happened was. All right, so here's the thing, guys. What is your biggest problem, frustration, and point that is bothering you, that is keeping you not from posting more? But the reason why I asked how many times are you posting per week, because per week speaks to consistency. Per week speaks to consistency. I don't know, for whatever reason, it seems like everybody's been unaware that there's a podcast that I do every single week. It's called the Video Simplified Podcast. You can go to videosimplifiedpodcast.com and it will take you over to my page, and you will be able to see the recent blog posts that are there that are getting posted also, because we do a weekly blog. So the videos and all that stuff, in addition to extra stuff that may not go in the video in the blog post for those. But there is for sure a podcast. We're up to episode 67 and well in advance. So we got other stuff coming. Those of you that are a part of the channel memberships over at Buy Me a Coffee, which is dyna.link/memberships or membership, you can go over there and you already got access this week to the early release for next week's podcast. But this week I talked about a better way to organize your video content ideas. And so if you haven't subscribed to the podcast, you can go over there and do that as well. Whatever floats your boat or finds your lost remote as far as the URL in finding that. So Video Simplified Podcast, DianaGladney.com/podcast. Both will get you to the same place. And sometimes I can go into more depth in the podcast than I can on things for videos, which is why that medium exists. The reason why I asked how many videos are you posting per week is because this speaks to consistency. And to be honest with you, consistency is just an excuse. It really is. It's like, I'm having problems with being consistent. Are you though? Are you really though? And it's like, yeah, I really am. It's like, okay, that's the identified, let's say, disease, if you will, or your dis-ease. I won't even say the identified disease. We'll call that the symptom. It's a byproduct of something else. Is it time management? Because time management speaks to making time and making space to create content and to do it regularly and consistently. Sometimes it's a feeling of, like, the root issue is I just really don't be feeling like it, so I don't. And I've been waiting till I feel like it, and that feeling hasn't come. Or it could be I'm stressed when I think about producing content and all the things that it entails. And so I spend more time thinking about the things and spinning around in a circle in my head. And then the day comes that I want to post, and then I feel defeated, so I don't post anything. Those are all issues that come up when it comes, and all of those can be traced into or filtered down into the one word of consistency. But what may be ailing you or plaguing you at that moment, it very well could be one of those things. However, I think when it boils down to it, your time management and the issues about the feeling like it, I didn't feel like being on to be honest with you, I'm popping ibuprofens. I'm like, I need to get a refill. I'm looking at my email list like, oh, your new prescription is on the way. I'm like, cool. And Like, so the feeling like it, people, I can comfortably say, suck it up. I can comfortably say, suck it up. 90% of the time, I really don't be feeling like it. That's an honest to God's truth. About 90% of the time, I personally do not be like physically feeling like it's in the inside, in my heart and in my spirit. I do feel like it. Mentally, I do feel. Physically, I almost never feel like it. And so for that small 10, maybe sometimes 15% that I actually do feel like it, I'm on. Like I'm on. And I try to create as much as possible, because I don't know how much worse I'm probably not going to feel like it. And anybody that's a close friend to me knows just how often I really don't be feeling like it, and the stuff that really be going on behind the scenes. So the feel like, people, may the Lord bless you and keep you. As I say to you, suck it up. For those of you that have issues with your time management, I want to break down for you. And I was asked this question, and I'll probably do a dedicated thing on this. I'm working on, in the background, a couple different things. The video content masterclass wind up never happening just because of where stuff was. But September 1st through, and then it starts on the 10th. But September 1st is going to open cart for sure. Like, it's actually happening for mastering micro content. And so we're going to do a course on that. And then there'll be another one thereafter, but you can more or less, I'm putting you on notice, expect to see more. It's like, it's already happening. Like, it's in the progress of, so that actually is getting announced. You'll get more details on that later. However, for those of you that are in the membership, more or less, you can call it like channel memberships, the Video Simplified community over on Buy Me a Coffee. You saw a post, and I'm pulling that up now, where I talked about my video content quadrant. This is something that I came up with, because you need to understand how to better acclimate your time, better acclimate your ideas. And so episode 67 of the podcast, we started to talk, and we went into some of those issues. And so I only disclose like the first two of the content quadrants so that you can really understand, like, and have some place to start with. Because if the stress and the stuff is freaking you out and it's pissing you off, and it's like, man, you can't just post a video. You got to have a thumbnail, and you got to do the title, and you got to do the description, and you got to have tags, and then I got to research those tags, and I got to make sure, and then I got to plan, and then I got to do all this extra other stuff. And what if I need to make the thumbnail better? Like, I get it. I fully get it. There is a lot. That is why I will suggest to you, and any of my clients, y'all know, I will tell you, you need to be making Instagram posts almost daily. You need to be making stories in some capacity, probably daily, so that you can get past. There's no thumbnails for Instagram stories. You pull out your phone and you just make one. Even like LinkedIn and Twitter, and I know TikTok is working on one for they're beta testing it now. And so you got to think, for what you're trying to do, sometimes you have to force and push yourself. Like, you have to physically will your body to do your bidding. Mentally, that could be a thing too, because it's like, I'm going to make you submit to me. And that's pretty much what I've learned to do over the years. You're going to do what the hell I say do. Some of y'all be trying to get spouses to do that, your kids to do that, and they're all of them like, the hell with you, mama. We ain't listening to you. And you're going nuts in the bathroom, because then 2 seconds later, your kids walk in the bathroom. Okay, I see your Instagram stories, y'all. Y'all be suffering. I pray for you. However, when it comes to being a content creator and entrepreneur, sometimes you have to will yourself and will your body to do its bidding. And systems help with that. So let's pull up here. And this, for those of you, again, if you have the Buy Me a Coffee, this is for the membership community. So you do need access to that in order to see that, but y'all gonna get behind the scenes of that today. And so let's pull this up. Content quadrants. Here we go. The other thing is that this is going to be in the upcoming book that I'm writing. Like, I've already wrote like about 2 chapters, and so I'm working on that, because I also want the audiobook to release at the same time. And that is some freaking work. Okay. People say, oh, I'm writing a book. It's great. It's like, no, it's freaking work. Writing a book. All right. But this is going in there. So let's talk about this. So I talk about utilizing the content quadrant. And for those of you, again, if you are in the Buy Me a Coffee, all you got to do is use the search in the area here. I'll show you how to do this. All you got to do is use the search in here, search content quadrant, hit search in the members area, and this comes up. And this is why I went with Buy Me a Coffee instead of the regular YouTube stuff, because that sucks in my opinion. So let's bring this up to the forefront so y'all can see hither. This is the content quadrant. This is something that I came up with because, again, you know what? Endometriosis is one hell of a disease, but I've leveraged the hell out of this disease too. Like, you ain't finna punk me. I'll tell you that damn much. All right. If endometriosis was a person, I'd fight every single day. I'd be so hood, just punches to the throat every 32 seconds. I'm off my soapbox. Moving on. You have 4 quadrants. Okay. This is kind of based off of the Eisenhower matrix. And I've produced this in such a way that I can be able to create no matter what. And so again, the feel like it people, this is what I'm saying, suck it up, because you can always do something. The people that's time, you're focused around your time, suck it up. You can do something about it. The people that are like, okay, I need to schedule, I need to have my efficiencies and my things together, suck it up, because this is the solution. All right. One of many. Content quadrant helps you because it breaks it down in a 4-part framework, if you will, so that you can leverage your time, have and leverage efficiencies no matter where they may lay. So you can look at your calendar every week and say, or every month really, and say, where am I available? When am I available to create? How often and how much can get done in this time, including things that do require editing and things that do not require editing. And for those of you that don't know how quadrants work, this is one. For this one, some of them work a little bit different. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. Okay, so it goes just like that. I know sometimes they roll a little different depending on what you're looking at, but this is how mine works. So a quick hitter is a 60 to 90 second video. In that time frame, these are your Instagram stories. These are your quick tips, Tech Tuesdays. These are your power tip freaking Wednesdays, whatever the hell you want to call it, so that you can still stick to whatever it is that you're creating content around. So these videos don't require a lot of planning and preparation and are easy to execute on the same day. So if I said right after the stream, I want to give you a quick tip. These are YouTube shorts also, 60 seconds or less, before YouTube shorts was a thing. 60 seconds or less. What can I give you? And don't get into the whole 3-minute TikTok stuff, because all of y'all can't swing. You ain't got the mojo for. Well, I guess the internet just said, screw you, Diana, don't talk about us. But yeah, so if you saw the little quick Instagram story I just posted, internet went out. Go figure. Courtesy of Ecamm, we can resume the stream and pick up where we left off at, where thankfully we can just keep the thing rolling. And if you're coming back or seeing this in the replay, thanks for being here. Thanks for being patient. For those of you in the chat, thanks for being patient as well. We're reconnecting. Give us about 2.32 seconds. So we are, oh, hold on. We are live. Unfortunately, the internet went out. You know what? I think Charter is having some issues. They need to pay their bills, because I've definitely paid them. Do you hear me? Alrighty. So, okay. So it's not just you, Devin Chambers. It was an issue. So, okay. But I got you. Don't worry. We're coming back. Cindy, good to see you. Glad that you are here. Saying Danielle, some the joys of having a uterus. Eve could get punched in the throat too. Let's just throw it out there. Saying yay for the upcoming book. Thank you. Saying yes, I'm suffering. Thank God for aspirin. I'm saying hashtag truth, saying make your body submit 100%. If excuses was a person. Saying, yeah, Ecamm, we're still live. Yeah, thankfully, Ecamm will let you pick back up where you left off at with your stream, so you don't have to worry about. So we'll give it a few extra seconds here, just be reconnection issues. And furthermore, I'm looking sideways at my internet like, what's your problem? So we're getting into the content quadrant, so we'll pick back up where we left off at before we had connectivity issues, and then we'll resume in a few seconds. So let me know. Let's check the poll and the status for that really quickly, because I'm curious for those of you where the stats were. Let's go over here. Okay, we can zoom out a smidge. Let's zoom out here. All right, once per week still. So, okay, so most people, it's about even now. Yeah, the what had happened was crew and the once per week. So not bad, not bad. So it's even. So half of y'all having issues, half of y'all are posting it at least once per week. So to those that's pushing through, my people, the rest of you, we're gonna get you to my people status, so don't worry. All right, let's get back into the content quadrant, because I want to make sure that y'all are able to get into this like today. All right, because this don't have to be difficult. It don't have to be frustrating. This is solvable. All these things are solvable. Content quadrant, like I said, it breaks it down into 4 parts. The first part is, like I said, those quick hitters, your YouTube shorts. These are things that you can do today. Your Instagram stories, TikTok videos, Instagram reels, 60 seconds or less. It's possible. Okay? Absolutely possible. The other thing is that when you're looking at your calendar for what's available and what it is that you can do, if you have, again, 15 minutes and you're keeping a running idea list, again, check out episode 67 of the podcast where we talked about, how to go through and keep up with your content ideas. I gave you the first 2 quadrants and we just briefly talked about those. So I want to dive into those in this week's Helpcast. The second category are those light planners. Looking at your schedule. If these are 2 to 4 minute videos, and let's not get it twisted, these are not still just a longer version of the quick hitters. These can be very well planned out, well thought out, executed videos. It does not have to take long. If a video is 15 minutes and it could have been 3, we need to reevaluate what you're doing, because what some of you all are doing, especially for when I'm doing consultations and I'm going through the content, I always ask, like in the form, like, let me see your YouTube channel for those of you that sign up for coaching and stuff like that. And I go and check out a video and I go see what are you posting. You're talking through the tip. It's like the people have to figure it out with you as you figure it out. It's not what we want. If you're saying like, well, I'm going to talk about, and it's kind of like, and I think it should be, and it could be cool because no, they want the tip. If it's how to change the windshield wiper blades in on your car, they just want to know step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and be done with it. They don't want to say, well, sometimes, and then, well, it could be, and blah, blah. Like, they don't care. They don't want to know that. They just want to know the what to do so that they can move on. And with the kind of content that you're making, depending on who you're making it for and what you're doing, like, are you talking through the tip and it's like wind up being 12 or 15 minutes? Or could you just work on your presentation skills to be a little more concise? Think about it. This is also where your quick hitter videos can help you. These are statements, segments, things that you can talk about. You're already an expert in some sense, form, or fashion in the things that you are talking about, or you know what you want to say. Now you just need to deliver. Instagram is good with that because you can hold down that button and record only up to 60 seconds and it's going to cut you off. Go practice and post those videos, because if you get to the end of the 60 seconds and it cuts you off, you like, dang, okay, how can I say this better and shorter? Go practice. Now you just created 4 Instagram stories, first of all, but you're also working on your skill and your craft to be a better content creator and sometimes a better communicator. Just because you know a thing doesn't mean, if you're good with financial work, doesn't mean that you don't have to work on how you present that content online. You must make it palatable for people to want to consume the content. So your light planner videos, they can be still very easy, but the point of the time restraint there, 2 to 4 minutes makes you have to make a point. You can do a full video in 5 minutes or less. A full, competent, and complete video in 5 minutes or less. It does not have to be 12 or 15 minutes. The other thing is you have medium planners. So quadrant 3, these are 3 to 7 minute videos. Now we're starting to get into longer form content because you need to think seconds, not necessarily minutes. How many times have you been watching, maybe it was one of those 3-minute TikTok videos, and you like, thankfully we can skip ahead now, and you skip ahead and go towards the end because it's like all of this in the middle we could have done without. All of this on the extra we could, like, we didn't need all that. Can you objectively look at your content and say, we don't need all that? Like we could do without that. Let's take that out. Sometimes, and this is the cool thing with having an editor and them getting to know you and how you work and how you do certain things or whatever, because I'll do what's called editor's notes. Even when I was working with production clients, I would do what's called editor's notes. And I would say, here's 2 versions of this, because the first one, for who you're saying your target audience is and how your community operates and what I know to be true of that community, minutes 3 to 7 I took out. And here's that version. Now I created another one where I left that in, and it's fully edited. My expertise, I'm saying let's go with the one where minutes 3 to 7 are cut out, and let's just move on with the rest of the video, because I think that helps with the pacing and helps keep moving things along. I think maybe once or twice, if I recall, had where somebody was like, no, let's just leave it in. But a good 98% of everybody else was like, you're right, we could take that out. Most people that do editing work and stuff aren't willing to make those calls. They'll think, well, you gave me all of this, let me edit all of this. No, it's like, if you feel like it's getting to the point that it's running on, cut it out. Because it may be that it needs to go into its own video. And sometimes when you're having issues with your content, it's because you're making your content crappy. You took a good piece and you made it crappy just by trying to add more. Is not more. Like, you know what I'm saying? More is not always, super helpful when it comes to your content. So let's take a look here. What's going on? Digital Buddha, good to see you. Glad that you are here. All right. Everybody's saying that they're back. They're back. Cool. Saying you really just used the word smidge. Oh, David, come on now. 100%. Steve Worthy, I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're here because you asked about this. So we're definitely diving in. What's going on? Oh, we got a troublemaker. Oh, we got it. Oh, we're going to have a talk in the Facebook group. After this live is over, I'm going live in the group. And I hope you available. Because, Brother Kevin, I'm not getting distracted by you today. We got words, brother. We got words. Good to see you. Glad that you're here. Saying, stop talking. We in Dynasty. Y'all get on my nerves. Whatever. Saying, free for you to head on over to Dynasty. Buy me 100%. 100%. What is going on? DJ Durrell. Good to see you. Glad that you are here. All right. So medium planners. This is quadrant 3 of this content quadrant that I've created. 3 7-minute videos, you can do really good jobs. Like, think about the videos that you love to watch. And they weren't long. And you like, that was good. I'm ready to move on to the next one. It's kind of like whatever your favorite, like, let me know, what was your favorite buffet? Oh, it was like Hometown Buffet was good. Ponderosa was good growing up. But those two kind of stick to me. I didn't like Golden Corral. It's like a number 3 or whatever. But let me know your favorite buffet. Some of y'all, if you're like me and you enjoyed a plate or two, you be like, man, I need like 3-4 plates so I can get this one on this one on that one, this one on that one, and you ain't even eat all that. Some of y'all did. I know some of you did. I've seen you. No, I'm just kidding. But it's like you did, but it's a portion size. So in the same way, when you're creating your content, what's the portion size? Let them go get another plate. Make a playlist and make them go get another plate of food. Some of y'all like, yeah, we're going to give you a big old platter and let you eat. And they get overwhelmed just looking at it. They said they wanted all of this, but they can't eat all that. In your content, Medium planners are good because 3 to 7 minutes is a good, competent video. When it makes sense to be that long, it makes sense. Let's see. Ryan's. That's another one. That's another good buffet. I liked Ryan's. What's going on, Glenessa? Good to see you. Gigi in the building. Ponchos. Yeah, I've never seen Ponchos. I've never heard of that before. But Ponderosa, Ryan's, okay, my people. Y'all are my people. Ponderosa, yes. Hashtag the chicken wings. Say I'm here to support and defend. And we have somebody else that's about to get put in timeout. No, just kidding. Good to see you, David. Glad that you're here. Great stuff. On a serious note, I'm doing some paperwork, listening, headed to the TV. Okay, 100% appreciate you, brother. So I'm also here to defend white chocolate. Come at me. Okay. You said the white chocolate. We'll forgive you, brother David. Good to see you. See, I never thought of that way. Make them go get another plate. Yeah, it's like in the search on YouTube. In the search. When you think about this, let's go real quick to the Tubes U. And like, what's something that you want to know how to do? Anybody, anything that I don't care what it is, or something that you want to do, travel someplace, like name anything, something that you want to do, love to eat, anything, random ideas is what I want. Because if I come up with them, I want y'all to know like this is like legit on the fly. Obviously it's live, and it's on the fly, but I want you to know. But here's the thing. I'm gonna show you how this works when it comes to these content quadrants and why this matters. Because if you are not careful, you're gonna make this mistake. Let me see who has something that y'all want. I need ideas. Your ideas, not mine. All right. Your ideas, not mine. All right. Let's see here. How to fly a drone, because that mini SE is in my car. Okay, Kombucha, we rolling. All right. How to fly a drone. Now, what we have come up here is for beginners, like a pro with a camera in GTA 5. Shout out to those of you that are gamers. DJI Mavic Air 2 in Minecraft, sharper image, how to basic, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to say for beginners since Kombucha is starting. So this is something I think logically would make sense between for beginners and like a pro. It's like, okay, now how do I figure this out for the for beginners part? And then like a pro so I can get better. Think about and really pay attention to not just what I'm saying, but the mindset of the person on the keyboard. Okay. Now we click on the for beginners. Kombucha says she want to know how to fly a drone. When we take a look at all of these different things, we have all kind of search results that come up from learn how to fly a drone. Let me get rid of some of this stuff because y'all are in my way. Okay, I don't need this right now. All right, I just need this extra space. So how to fly a drone quadcopter, beginner's guide, part 1. And it's 17 minutes. How to fly, again, a quadcopter and drone for beginners. So we got 7 minutes, 12 minutes, and 17 minutes. We also got 10 minutes, 10 minutes, and 17 minutes. We got 6 minutes, 14 minutes, and 22 minutes. All of them in these first few rows, depending on your phone, is going to dictate how many that you see. I'm on desktop with the screen smudged down, if you will, but this is going to dictate the what you see. Kombucha, which one of these would make you want to click? For you, what would make you want to click? Let us know in the chat. For me, I'm looking at the thumbnail. I'm looking at the times. I'm only reading the titles for the sake of the live stream, but that's not how most people operate. I'm looking at the picture and I'm looking at the time. And then I'll look to see how many views it has, just to see maybe how many people are like vibing with it. Because I assume as a viewer, a lot of people clicked on it, then maybe a lot of people got value out of it, and it at least makes me want to check it out. Now, I'm the 1 million plus view person or whatever. I'm not clicking on that per se because I don't care nothing about it. The image to me shows an old school looking drone in my opinion, is not the type that I'm looking to do. So I'm not going to. I'm looking also, again, this kind of a drone here. These are the older school ones. Big old white box. They used to come in. They were huge. They were popular, extremely popular, because they were the best at the time. But now we got the small foldable one. So this one is a no for me, just because it looks like the wrong one. So I assume it's going to be outdated. This guy, same kind, I assume outdated. This person has a phone connected, which is something I could see myself doing. It says 100+ drone moves. Maybe I'll watch that later, but that's not my first one. D for Darius kind of got me this. Then I know this person got a DJI one, 4.8 million views. It's like, I'm going to pick between one of these two personally. You know what I'm saying? It's like $100,000 drone mistake. I'll check that later because I ain't worried about the laws right now. Top 15 drone training exercises for new pilots. I probably checked that one out. But the first one for time, image, because it looks like it's on point, I'm going to D for Darius. So we come back to our content quadrant. Zoom in for effect. Come back to our content quadrant. The 7-minute video wins, not because, and this is random idea from Kombucha. The 7-minute video wins by process of elimination. So before you create, go research. It don't have to be too much more than what I just did initially as you're crafting your ideas. So now when you say, okay, well, what's something that I could talk about? What's something that I could make? Kombucha says she want to know how to fly drones. Should I buy these propellers or should I not? Because you got to think, what's her journey about to look like? Battery life. It's going to look like accessories, how to install the app. Get them another plate of food. We talked about buffets and all of us are going to be hungry, but go get, what's the other plates? When you think about when you go to the buffet, what you eating? The chicken, the macaroni and cheese, hallelujah, the cornbread, amen, string beans, maybe some collard greens if it's done up right. Maybe it got a little, little ham shanks in there. Maybe it's got some turkey legs. Who knows? May the Lord bless you and keep you to the cook. Got a little corn on the side. Okay, amen. A little sweet potato, something. Okay, hallelujah. However, that may be on the first plate, the main course. What's the next plate that they want? Probably some dessert, a salad to make it look like they ain't trying to be obese. A salad off to the side looking silly, drenched in ranch, so it just defeated its whole life purpose. Maybe a little bit of fruit, again, just to keep up with the idea I'm a well-rounded eater. But you know what I'm saying? You out here in these streets, okay? You Ed Ryans out here in these streets, I know. Next, dessert. Go for the gold. May the Lord bless you and keep you always. Carrot cake, ice cream, butter pecan ice cream, who knows, whatever, float your boat or find your lost remote. You have all these different plates at different stages as you get more hungry or less hungry or whatever. No different with content. You're going to start off very hungry. So what's the first thing that you want to eat? Content that makes sense for what you are trying to do. So we go back over here and we take a look at what's available as far as our content. Who makes the most sense? Who makes the most sense for us? And even as you continue to scroll through, you got to think, as they are consuming and getting more hungry in the content that they want to consume, as they're figuring out what they want to do, what should you make for them? Because sometimes a YouTube short would get it done. A YouTube short, and to say this propeller versus this one, 60 seconds or less, this one falls apart and it breaks in half. This one is more rubberized. Even though it's plastic, it's more pliable. And when you fly into a tree, image of clip of flying into the tree, poof, this one breaks in half. There's nothing that you can do after this one. This one may get bent, heated up a little bit, it's back straight. 60 seconds or less, you're good to go. You're welcome. Link in the description. Give them plates of food to let them have more to go. Okay? Not gonna go into the fourth quadrant right now. Let's go over to the chat. All right. So, let's see here. Skydiving. Brown and beachy. Okay, we're gonna go into some skydiving. We could look at how to fly a drone. Okay, move overseas. Hallelujah, amen. What's going on, tech for your needs? Good to see you. Glad that you're here. How to play the piano. Okay, 100+ drone moves. Got your attention. Okay. D for Darius, Kombucha, we on the same page. All right. Saying collard greens. Okay. So, you think about it. What was something else that was just said? Skydiving or what have you. Skydiving. Let's go back over. Let's take a look. Make sure y'all can see that. There we are. All right. Let's go skydiving. Ooh, living dangerously out here in these streets. Dubai videos. You also have it where it's one whole word. Skydive, going wrong. We'll say for beginners. Without a parachute, skydiving tips for beginners. So one of these, for beginners or tips for beginners. We'll go with tips for beginners because if you're trying to figure out skydiving, we probably want to know some tips for beginners. All right, so first things first, my eye is immediately drawn to this text. To know before you your skydiver course. More likely that's going to get me. They in the sky. The text draws my eye immediately. I haven't even read the title at that point, and they're falling midair. Gets the click for me. To be honest with you, that gets the click. It says skydiving license, but it's like, I'm just going to at least want to see what else I might want to know, look forward to, whatever. You have some other ones. Person saying 5 tips for your first time skydiving. Midair falling. It speaks to the thing that I want to do. 6 tips for your tandem skydive. If that's something that you're into or want to do, cool. What to expect about skydiving for the first time. I would definitely look at that one simply for it speaks to my expectation. All videos are around that. If you've heard me talk and do teachings and stuff like that and teach on thumbnails, which is an upcoming podcast episode, then you've heard me talk about it. The expectation around the click. So that's 1,000% going to get the click. So I will watch a few of these. All these are pretty good, actually. Tips for your skydiving exits. Learn to yeah, because depending on the kind of plane, I don't want nothing to clip me, knock me out, and you just falling, sitting sideways, going down. You know, may the Lord bless you and keep you all. So these are pretty good. So a few of these would earn the click, but guess what? 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 7 minutes. Medium hitters that probably sell exactly what you need. So when you think about, again, you're taking a look into, again, the content quadrant and the things to help you better execute your stuff. It's not just about the timing of the video, but that's also speaking to, if you double that, how long would it take you to record? Mistakes, pauses in between. So if you're doing a 7-minute video, it may take you about 14 to 20 minutes, depending on how experienced that you are or whatever. How long it takes you to say or get your point out and things like that. So something to consider as you're figuring out the issues around the being more consistent and the problems that you may be having. You can do it. It's absolutely possible. And just to give y'all some insight into upcoming podcasts. So I said we're on episode 67. Episode 68 is creating better YouTube thumbnails. So like I said, it'll be out on Monday. Comes out. You got 17 minutes, 52 seconds. You'll enjoy the podcast episode. So make sure you check that out. Go to videosimplifiedpodcast.com and be sure to check that out as well. All right, let's see here. All righty. All right. I'm distracted by the collard greens. Saying, is the percentage a vidIQ thing? Yeah, so that actually is on YouTube. Let's go back over here. So this over here, this search panel that you're seeing over here, that is specifically vidIQ. Usually, and it would have been counterintuitive because I was planning to wear my TubeBuddy shirt today. But here's the thing. I love TubeBuddy. Lord knows I do. However, for the last couple months, I've been testing vidIQ. And they do have some stuff that's legit. So I'm not necessarily partnered with TubeBuddy or anything like that. We don't have any deals or extra other stuff or whatever. I love TubeBuddy. Let's not get it twisted. But I'm also a business owner. And sometimes things make good business decisions to do what you need to do for your content. So I've been testing it out. So it is some good stuff in here. Am I at a point that I'm ready to recommend it yet? Not necessarily. And I'm not sure. Because again, that's why I'm testing it. So if I speak to it, or if I say like, you know, oh, you definitely need to take a look at this, I say use what you need to when it comes to this. When it comes to TubeBuddy, vidIQ, I have both. but I've been testing more seriously the vidIQ. And to be honest with you, I did start with vidIQ. So let's not get it twisted. I did start with vidIQ when I first got started. So there's some things about it, different clarity, as far as my, I guess, initial impressions for right now. There are some things that they offer that I do like and that are very different. And there are also some different, I would say clarity as far as understanding like research content and things like that. And so again, putting it to the test for the last couple months, so far a good experience, but am I ready to say who's better than one or the other? Not really. Like I said, I've been enjoying it, but that's the best that I can say about it right now. But that is a vidIQ thing that you see over there. So don't be like, oh, you lied to us. It's like, no, let's not get it twisted. We run a business around these parts. All right. So I hope that you all got plenty of value out of this week's live stream. Oh, we got somebody that's a new member. Welcome. Welcome to the team. Welcome to the Video Simplified communities. And there's a lot of content back there. If you are just thinking about getting into the memberships right now, currently, it's $10 a month to get into the membership. And so it's a lot going on back here in these streets. And so a lot of things that's included. You look at the See More panel over here and you can see we haven't done Clubhouse in quite a bit. I've been doing more like panels, interview style stuff, but I haven't like hosted a room in like a long time on Clubhouse. But you get access, like I said, to early podcast episodes, members only behind the scenes stuff. For those of you that know, I'm doing Leap into live streaming. I am keynoting that event alongside the incredible Pat Flynn. Our brother from another mother, Doc Rock, is going to be out there in those streets as well, along with a lot of other, even some of you all in the community are going to be included in that. So I'm super pumped to be keynoting for that. But you got to see the first minute of my presentation behind there. And so hopefully, if you are considering joining, you probably want to get in now before the price increases as things change and shift in the business moving forward. Last thing I would definitely say, new videos are constantly coming out. But when it comes to the videos that you're going to be creating moving forward, think about the season that we're in right now. Okay, hashtag Rona. Think about the end of the year season that we're going into, the fall and the winter. And then what quickly comes there afterwards being the new year. So really at this point, like my mind is focused on 2022 stuff. So think about when it comes to your content, and even like I said, you take the information from the content quadrant, really start to think about what kind of stuff do you want to roll into the new year? What things should you be seeding and leading for into the fall and the end of the year that can start really fueling and propelling what you want to do in January, February, and March ahead. The years roll by quickly. It don't take long to run out of time. And before you know it, 5 years has come and gone, but your excuses have remained the same. So, hey, you're saying the Diana disclaimers, take it as you will. May the Lord bless you and keep you all. And these quadrant plates helped me so much. Thank you. My pleasure, Joanne. Glad to be of service. Saying yay, excited about learning 100%. And if you are not signed up to the email community, do that. Go to DianaGladney.com. You'll get access to that. The blog, you got stuff coming out on the blog consistently every week as well. A lot of content that's being produced. So if you want to keep up and in the know, that's the place to be. So with that, guys, live a passion. I will see you on the next video here on the channel. Take care and peace.